Welcome back to the program. And as we move on, we're looking at another space that is very interesting for entrepreneurs, particularly with those who are looking at, okay, what space, can I make impact and, stabilize in terms of economic empowerment? It's the logistics space. And believe me, it is very wide. So how wide is it? Let's explore it together this morning as our guest joins us. She is Omomi Omoshendemi, co-founder Fastryders. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today.
We're glad to have you. So how fast is Fastryders? So that my party will not be late anymore.
Okay, at Fastryders, what we do basically is we are optimizing logistics for the last mile delivery sector. We all know that the SME sector is one of the key players in the economy, right? We have so many small businesses, and logistics is a very, very vital part for that sector, because with bad deliveries, you might never get another business again. So for us as Fastryders, we're ensuring that businesses are able to thrive. We provide them with tools to be able to thrive and also scale their business while not having to bother with the headache of where is my package, how do I move it? So convenience, security, and peace of mind is what we do at Fastryders.
Okay, that's just to complain about my parfait. But let's go into the real business of logistics, planning and deliveries. Okay. What really goes into it, and what are the methods of transportation that are open to someone who is asking, I want to go into this field? So what's the to-do list, so to speak?
Okay, so basically logistics is actually very wide. So we have the first mile, mid-mile, but I am more focused on the last mile, which is the one that is not so capital intensive for people to come into, right? So in the last mile delivery, some of the vehicles that we use are usually motorcycles, because these are able to move small packages from one point to the other, and they are very, very efficient. Then other people also use trucks and also cars to move mid-sized packages for businesses as well. Now, for you to come into logistics, you need to understand that you have to be very, very calculative, because you're dealing with so many external factors, from having to deal with human factor is one major headache in logistics. But I think that we have been able to crack that in a way, because you understand that when people think of last mile logistics, they think of the regular Okada guys, and people already have this kind of notion about them that these people are below the pyramid, they are nobody. But for us, we try to give them a sense of belonging, that you're not just moving packages, you are somebody who is helping the economy to grow and to thrive. And how do you do this mindset shift for these people? Is by training them, by making them understand that you are doing something really, really small, but it has a very, very big effect. So from training of your riders, you need to be able to train them to make them understand that how to use technology as well, because we have mobile apps these days, and you have to train the riders on, route optimization, how to understand routes, because when you understand route optimization, you're able to save efficiently on fuel, so you don't get stuck in traffic. You use the fastest route to move and all of that.
Perhaps you want to explain route optimization to those watching.
Oh, okay. So route optimization, there are different softwares, and the major one most people use is Google. So we use Google, integrate Google to your mobile applications. It tells you the real-time real-time situation on the road, where to pass, the shortest kilometers, and routes to avoid. So Google, Waze. There's also Waze actually as well that people can actually leverage on when building their mobile applications for route optimization. And also you can also manage your fleet, right? Yes, fleet management. When you have your vehicles, you have to be able to put trackers, right? When you put trackers, you are able to manage and understand where your fleet are per time, and it also saves you cost, because if a rider or a driver moves in a direction that you don't know about, you're able to swing into action immediately and be able to retrieve your assets. Because for us at Fastryders, we had a situation whereby somebody tried to pull a very funny stunt from Lagos. The bike was in Ibadan, and we're able to get it back through the right authorities. So yes, you have to put different infrastructure in place for these things to be able to work.
You have a calm man, and having to deal with dispatch riders, some would say it takes, you have to be really tough So is this you on TV and then you dealing with the riders, a different person entirely? Because you talk really calm, and I'm imagining, how do you do it?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on TV. You need to be able to switch. It's more or less like you're going to have multiple personalities.
I see.
The professional part of it, because you're not only dealing with the riders, you are also dealing with touts on the road.
Ooh.
Right? So a rider might be cool, calm and collected today, but the challenges that he faces on the road might make him become somebody else. Just like the way we have downfall drivers in Lagos, you believe that these people, they are something else, but when they are with their families, they are different kind of people. So some of these external factors also affect us, and I think the government is already working with coalition groups, because logistics associations will liaise with the government to let the government know that these are the things that we face on the road. And Lagos State has been very, very proactive in helping us curb some of these touts that logistics operators encounter on the road. So yes, you need to be able to switch. You have to have like dynamic behavior.
I can tell you this.
To manage people.
I think on the list of people who have stressed Nigerians the most in 2024. And I mean this with every sense of, love. I mean, dispatch riders are very, very key to this economy. I can't tell you how much they have saved people. Yes. But on the flip side, I can't also tell you how much they have given people a headache. So logistic riders, maybe tailors, they're at the very top. And I think you raised a very important point, ensuring that government is able to put structures in place that will not impede the work you do, that will not make the work, this already stressful work, even more stressful. So rather than have the touts, because they are sort of tax collectors, right? They're getting tax for government. How about you get it from the source? Rather than getting it from the streets. But then they'll tell you some people won't pay from the source. So that's why they're on the street as well. But we need to find an innovative way. You go to other climes, this is not how they enforce tax collection. But the other point I want to make is about how viable this is. Because it looks like a lot of young and old are now trooping into dispatch riders. Some even just get their motorcycles. I think, how many cc's? What's the limit for
200
200 cc's and above, right? A cc rather. They just get the motorcycle and they're doing the business. Is it viable? What does an average dispatch rider earn monthly?
Okay, I'm just going to give you a rough statistic.
Just an average.
These people are richer than me.
Say that again?
They are richer than me.
Than you, the owner of the logistics company.
I'm telling you. On an average, a logistics rider would cash in nothing less than, if he owns his bike, right, he will cash in nothing less than 360,000 naira or 400,000 naira a month, depending on how diligent he is and how efficient he is. He would cash out nothing less than 360,000. And I'll give you an instance. You don't really have to own the assets right away. So there are businesses that offer asset financing like we do, because we know that it is not easy in this economy to actually put in that bulk amount of money to buy a motorcycle.
How much is it, I'm sorry? Average again? Averagely.
So give or take, you're spending nothing less than 1.4 to 1.5 million naira to put together a dispatch bike. Yes, the bike, the box, and the documentation. How many people have 1.4 million naira? Yes.
Bukola is shocked.
Yes.
No, because I remember when motorcycles went for 250,000 naira.
Ooh, that was like 1980. I'm joking.
So yeah, like how many people have that luxury to put that amount down? But there are businesses like mine that are offering asset financing for these guys. And it might interest you to know that some of these guys, they've finished a cycle, they're already on the second cycle. Yes. So the already existing one, they've given it to somebody else, they've empowered maybe their brother from the village to keep riding, and they're making money. So yeah, it's actually a very viable industry. In as much as we have a lot of bikes on the road, it is still not enough to cater for the demand that we currently have. If you check during the Christmas period and the New Year period, it was a hassle to get logistics.
It was a mess, I can tell you that.
Even we that we run the business, even with our exorbitant fleet, we could not manage the demand that we had. So yes, there's still a lot of opportunities to be explored for both entrepreneurs, even the government too, because I know that there are infrastructure in place to ensure that the government can also make and generate income from this industry. For instance, in Lagos State, for you to have that signage on the box of your bike, you need to have LASA permits, and there also you need to have your Ministry of Transportation, what's it called, license to be able to move on the road.
How many of those? Because I saw someone one day brought out like 7, said this one,
they've
this.
been able to centralize it.
So how many do you pay for now?
So you have to do, from the top of my head, you need to have MOT, you need to have LASA, you need to have interstate carriage, you need to have your local government documents, you need to have your vehicle license, roadworthiness. I think
and all these are subject to renewal, for which you pay a fee.
Yeah, which you pay a fee
every year.
Yes,
that's about 6 or 7.
They also need to have a NIPOS license
6,
to be
7.
able to operate.
So I know you've spoken to this before. You talked about, instituting a tracker.
Yeah.
Somewhat into the vehicle, just to ensure some form of accountability.
Yes.
But then it just goes to show that how much profit would you be making anyway? Because it's reminiscent of transport business. When the people will say, "Oh, don't go into it. If you buy a bus and give it to a bus driver, they'll just be bringing back the bus to you. They will not be, bringing in returns." So how many motorcycles do you have in your fleet, and how do you ensure profitability amid so many challenges?
Okay, so for a business like ours, we ensure that there's a centralized payment system whereby you cannot shortchange the system. So we operate in multiple dynamics, like in multiple ways for our business. So we have the lease to own. So even if you're leasing to own, we are still able to manage you and understand that where you are per time. And also we have a platform whereby customers can come in, even other riders can also leverage on our platform to be able to maximize their income. However, there's a centralized system where all of this goes through so that money doesn't fall through the cracks. So, and thank God we have fintech products that are able to help you integrate all of this into your system. That way you're not able to lose money. Then for the trackers, I think there's an adage that says that penny wise, pounds foolish. So if you think that you want to save money by not putting a tracker, then you're going to be losing money, because these trackers are to help you, to secure you, and they are not too expensive. This technology is not too expensive. It's as low as 30 to 40K. You will get a tracker, a good tracker that you can use to manage your fleet, know where they are per time, and you can even turn off the motorcycle if the rider is going in a way that you don't want them to go. So these things are available for people to.
I think this is really cool, like remote control. That you're not going that returning up. But I need you to help us out here.
Okay.
Because as I said earlier on, it's been a very challenging 2024 with dispatch riders, but we want to have a smooth 2025.
Okay.
I know there's a responsibility of the me that I'm trying to use the dispatch rider, the logistics service, and there's a responsibility of the logistics rider. But first of all, why are logistic riders prone to failing, lying, delaying, mishandling or malhandling I could go on and on. Why? And what is it that we can do to help? I don't want to make it look like it's whatever way you want to take it, fault alone. I know we have responsibilities as well, so help us meet halfway.
Okay, so this responsibility is for everybody, honestly, because as a business owner, if you are sending out your package as a business owner, you also need to understand the right packaging to use to package your products, right? So that it is tamper-proof. Like nobody's going to tamper with it. So you need to have the right packaging for your product. You can't want to send soup and put it in, in a container that will make it spill, right? So there's that part. And also for we, the business owners, we have to consistently train our riders, consistently speak to them on communication, because you need to make them understand that they are businessmen, and that's what we've been able to do. That mindset shift is very important for other people in my industry too. Like, you don't just run your business like you're just moving packages. You are moving beyond packages. You are moving experiences. So you need to take time to teach your riders, even though some of them are illiterate, but you'll be shocked. The ones who you think are illiterate are the ones that are actually, more more level-headed, and they are willing to listen. They are willing to improve themselves. So communication, you need to teach them on communication. You need to teach them on customer service, right? Yes, you need to teach them on emotional intelligence as well. Yes, because you need to teach them, because there are times a rider can keep calling a customer. When you keep calling, some people don't want to pick calls. So you need to tell them that you can send a text message to your customer to let them know that you're waiting for them or something. So it's a collective effort from both parties.
So logistics planning is not just about delivering packages, but also about delivering experiences.
Yes.
I can't forget that, and I hope that the riders are listening.
Oh, yes, they should be.
All right.
Thank you so much, Omowumi Omoshendini, co-founder, Fastryders. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for
having me. We hope to have you again.
Thank you.